Hey y'all, I just want to pop on here real quick and just say, grab your families, pull them close tonight, this weekend. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you care about them. Things are going to get really bad. Things are going to change very rapidly in the United States. Many of you don't know who I am, what I do, what I know. But there's two things I can say. Cherish time with your family and prepare for hard times ahead. Pray like you've never prayed before. Have faith.
First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honors to those great millstones, while unto truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type D lesson is, in all history, there has never been such a time of trouble. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So we seen in the opening video how the guy was saying that things are going to get very bad. He said, pray like you have never prayed before. And also he said, spend time with your family, cherish your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? And also he said, you don't know who I am or what I do, but he's saying that, that it's time to prepare. We know that right now there's Jacob trouble. We're at the beginning stages of Jacob trouble. We're coming upon a time that we have never seen before in all history. Things are going to get very bad. Great tribulation, great sorrow, the beginning of sorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing the beginning stages of what? Of World War III. We're seeing things are picking up in the Middle East. Iran, Israel, America. Just like the Bible said, Ezekiel chapter 38, war is lining up just like clockwork. The Lord is gathering the nation for the controversy of Zion. And one thing about it, we know that we're at the end of an age. Esau is the end of this age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So we see right now that we are in a transition of power, and also we are living in the end time, real time. We're living in the last day, whether people believe it or not. And a lot of people are beginning to have a sense of something is getting ready to go down. Something big is getting ready to happen. A lot of people are having dreams about the destruction of America, having dreams about they taking the digital oil. A lot of different dreams. The Lord said, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. So let's get this here first. Let's start off here. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7 said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So one thing about it, we seeing the end of all things are at hand, the end of this age, the end of this eon, the end of this nightmare. And one thing about it, you got to have a sober mind, a stable mind. Also, you're going to have to have faith like you have never had before, and watch, you know what I'm saying, unto prayer. Like the man said, pray like you have never prayed before, which in fact, pray without ceasing. Pray every day that the Lord protect you, that the Lord have mercy upon you, and also that the Lord remember you in times of trouble. So let's read this once again. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7 said, but the end of all things is at hand. Said, be ye therefore sober, watch unto prayer. Watch, pray, be circumspect, knowing what the Lord will is. So now let's go here. A very quick lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's start up here. So we know right now the beginning stage of Jacob's trouble has begun. We're seeing now that these ICE patrols are going into all these different major cities. We're seeing now that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. We're seeing right now that we are here, a lawless time. You know what I'm saying? Kill or be killed. The Lord is setting what the Egyptian against the Egyptian, America against America, civil unrest, civil war, sedition, rioting, looting. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, a lot of the love of many shall wax cold. We see that we're here right now. Violence is constantly increasing. We already know that these things are right before our eyes. So now start here. 2 Peter chapter 14 and verse 13 said, now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. So first thing first, you need to examine yourself. Get your mind right. Get yourself together. And one thing about it, we already know it, through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. It said, reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble. So one thing about it, out of they will hear, or out of they will forbear. And one thing about it, reprove, rebuke, correction, what I'm saying? Blow the trumpet like we have never blown it before, So we seeing that the men of the Lord in the highways and byways, making these video pistol left and right. We getting our house in order. You got to get yourself together, You got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And one thing about it, things are going to get bad. Get your mind right. Gird up your loins, because we are here, man. And it says here, and now renounce corruption. So one thing about it, these things are right before our eyes. Get yourself together. Get your mind right. A sober, a stable mind. Watch, pray. That's where we at right now, man. Verse 11 said, let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Now about it's time to walk in the spirit. You got to be spiritual to see what's coming. The prudent man foresees the evil. Now about it, and hides himself. How do he do that? Through this wisdom, this knowledge, this gospel. And one thing about it's time to let go of these everyday mortal thought. People talking about some wicked ass Super Bowl, going there, this bread and circus show, talking about this Valentine's Day pagan holiday don't have any damn to do with your salvation. What we need to be doing is doing the will of the Lord. Being, moving with wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge should be what the stability of the time. It's time to put off the weak nature. So a lot of our people around here right now are very docile, very wicked, also very effeminate. The Lord is not dealing with none of that. If you're not a part of the election, you are going to be totally destroyed. Verse 15 says, and set aside the thought that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Verse 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Verse, so we're seeing that evils are constantly growing left and right. A lot of people still thinking that they are a good case, not considering the signs of the time. They have eyes to see, but they see not. They have ears to hear, but they hear not. These evils are constantly growing around us, left and right. We're seeing that World War III is on the rise. Tensions is rising all over the place. We're seeing that we're here, man. Verse 17 said, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Verse 18 said, for the time is fled far away, and leasing a lying or falsehood is hard at hand. For now hasten the vision to come, which thou hast seen. At the end you shall speak and not lie. That vision, the signs, the prophecy, they're speaking right now loud and clear. It's obvious and clear that we're here. It's being revealed. All things, are being revealed right before these. We live in some very prophetic time. 2026, it's going down. We're seeing right now that this could be the year of our great deliverance. Man, these things are at the door. Jacob's trouble has begun. Let's go here now to, let's get a little bit more here. Let's go to Amos. Let's go to Amos chapter 5. A lot of people think they, said, woe to them that desire the day of the Lord. A lot of these church people going around here, I'm saved and filled with the Holy Ghost, smiling and happy. What are you happy for? You happy to be here? Well, guess what? You're going to be happy to die here. You're not going to be happy, but you're going to be in a rude awakening. Let's go here to Amos chapter 3, and we'll start up at, let's see here, Amos chapter, no, let's go back out. Let's see here, can I go back out? Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. It says here, woe unto them that desire the day of the Lord. Said, to what end is it for you? Said, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. So one thing about the Lord is going to return in the midst of World War III. The Lord is not coming back. The Lord loves everyone. Everyone can be saved. The Lord is not coming back. The Lord said, I come not to bring peace, but a sword. So the Lord is going to be a great angelic force that is going to come and lay this place down even with the ground. If you're not part of that 1/3 remnant, the house of David, the true believer, you are going to die. That's plain and simple. And all you church people stuck on this Babylon Jews and this white man Jebus, you know what I'm saying, you are going to die. It's going to be darkness to you and not light. That's where we at right now. Woe to them that desire the day of the Lord, because it's going to be a time in history that never was before. Hey man, we are coming upon that time. Great destruction, great death, great persecution, great sorrows and mourning is right before our eyes. Verse 19, let's get a little bit of this. Let's give you a little scenario. When that time of Jacob trouble, there's no escaping the hands of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. It says here, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him. So all went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. So one thing about it, the spirit of vengeance, they're gonna be working overtime. You know what I'm saying? If you flee from a lion, and a bear met him, you know what I'm saying? You running from one thing and you running straight to a bear. You already know what a bear do. With them powerful claws he got, will rip you to pieces. And then he said, if you escape that, here come another one. You know what I'm saying? Went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Lord gonna release hell upon this, and also the Lord's gonna release a Leviathan. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, we coming upon these times. That's what we're constantly warning you about. Things about to get real. Verse 20 says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Say even very dark and no brightness in it. So the Lord is going to return in the day of darkness. The Lord is going to return the day of the Lord, Salak. The day of the Lord is a day of gloominess, a day of darkness and devastation. So the Lord's going to return in the midst of World War III with great glory and great power and that fathership. You know what I'm saying? Armageddon. You know what I'm saying? Yehoshaphat. The Lord's getting ready to meet these heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's going to destroy all these armies, these governments, and set up the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So that's where we at right now. Let's go here to Daniel. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, you know what I'm saying, the Archangel Michael is going to be dispatched. Those fleet of chariots, you know what I'm saying? The Archangel Michael is getting ready to stand up for the children of Israel, So, a lot of things are getting ready to happen, And one thing about it, the Lord is only coming back once again for that 1/3 remnant. He's not coming back for everyone. Everyone can be saved. Salvation for everyone. That's a total lie. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. It says here, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. Even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, which in fact is the elect, the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So that's where we at right now. These things are fastly approaching. There at the door. Let's go back to the blue letter. Let's get Jeremiah. Well, let's go here to let's see where I want to go to now. Let's go here to let's go to Jeremiah chapter 30. Let's go straight to the point. Not meant to be a long lesson tonight. And we'll play that video once again at the end, and we'll close out. Let's go here, Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. And it reads, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into darkness. So right here is going to be a lot of great despair. A lot of men is going to be very afraid. Grown ass men going to be crying and weeping in that day, shivering, crumbling like a cookie. A lot of people are going to commit, suicide. A lot of things are getting ready to happen because they don't have faith. They don't have work. They're not prepared. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, they are of this world, and this world is slowly fading away. Verse 7, it says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it, Said, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So right there, it tells you, it's at last, that day is so great. It's going to be very great. You know what I'm saying? A time of trouble that we've never seen before. It said like it said, even the time of Jacob's trouble. And out about Jacob's trouble Jacob represent the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Indians. They will be the most in trouble, but the world will be in trouble globally, but they will be the most in trouble, you know. And out about it, we already know that they're targeting the people of color, the people of the Lord. So we already know that the devil is going to come down with great wrath. But the Lord said this, but he shall be saved out of it. What? The 1/3 remnant, the one that stayed loyal to the Lord over 2,000 years ago. The Lord is coming back for the elect. You know what I'm saying? The house of David. So that's where we at right now. So it's going to be great devastation like we've never seen before. That time is coming. That's what we're constantly warning you about. Let's go here to Matthew chapter 10. Let's go here. Let's get this one. Because the Lord's going to cause a great division. You know what I'm saying? You know, we get that too about, he come not to bring peace, but a sword. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. Matthew chapter 10. And I scroll down to I think around verse 34, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back up here. Let's see where we at. It says it right here. It says, think not that I come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. That sword goes into judgment. So the Lord's getting ready to bring forth that judgment like you've never seen before. And also the Lord said, first my judgment would start at the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? His people. You know, the Lord's going to purge out the rebels. Then he's going into these heathen nations, started with Esau, Edom, the modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So we coming upon this time. So we already know the Lord is setting that division, between your family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men say, enjoy your family, this, that. And guess what? When that time of trouble comes, a lot of them are going to turn against one another. The Lord's causing these things to happen. Verse 35 said, for I am come to set a man at variance, or a division against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. You know, it's a red letter, Yahushua speaking. Verse 36, a man foe or a man enemy shall be they of his own household. So at that particular time, a lot of your loved one, your wife, your children, it could be your grandparents or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it would cause some of you to be put to death. That's where we at right now. I'm telling you, so it's about to get real, man. We are here, these things are at the door. So let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 30. No, I tell you what, let's play the video, then we'll go back to Jeremiah, read that again. Jeremiah chapter 30, Jacob's trouble, because we right there. So let's read let's play this video right quick, then we're going to close down Jeremiah chapter 30 once again.
Hey, y'all. I just want to pop on here real quick and just say, grab your families, pull them close tonight, this weekend. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you care about them. Things are going to get really bad. Things are going to change very rapidly in the United States. Many of you don't know who I am, what I do, what I know. But there's two things I can say. Cherish time with your family and prepare for hard times ahead. Pray like you've never prayed before. Have faith.
So it got right there letting you know it's getting ready to get bad. Jacob's trouble, the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble is at the door. So we go back there and we close out there again. So this is where we're at. We already knowing that the apostles and the elders of great millstone and the prophets and the one with the likewise doctrine told you this once before. So one thing about it, warning before destruction. And a lot of our people are not going to get right until all hell break loose, but it will be too late. The Lord is only coming back for that 1/3 remnant. You know what I'm saying? The true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So these things are right before our eyes. So let's read this once again. Jeremiah chapter 30. Oh man, if I can get it to pull up. Let's go straight to the point. Let's read it in NLT. It said, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. So it will be a time of trouble for my people Israel. Said, yet in the end, they will be saved, the elect, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the house of David. And out about it, the Lord is coming back with great glory and great power. The Lord is only, getting ready to set up the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. The Lord is coming back for the government body, starting with Yahushua. Now, after Yahushua, King David. Then after King David, the 12 disciples. After that, the 144. Then after the 144 are that great multitude, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's who the Lord is coming back for. You know what I'm saying? Who the Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven with. We're going to be joint heirs with Yahushua Mashiach. My tongue will get a little bit dry. So we see it right now. It's going to be in all history. There have never been such a time of terror or trouble. Said it will be a time of trouble for my people, Israel, the Negroes, the Latinos, and Native Indians. Yet in the end, they will be saved. Talking about the elect. So we see it right now in that video. The guy said, pray like you had never prayed before, which in fact we constantly telling you that left and right. Pray without ceasing, be watchful, redeem the time wisely, measure the time diligently, and also, the just shall live by faith, not by sight. That's where we at right now. And also we're going to constantly trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. These things are at the door. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is in all history, there has never been such a time of trouble. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.